Hello and welcome back to my garage. Today we're going to work again on the Toyota Corolla. I do think the next couple of videos are also about the Corolla. I just don't have any other jobs right now, so yeah, that's it. I am in the last stages of building a plasma table. I already got the sheet metal for the water pen. I'm still waiting on some magnets. Uh, but for the rest it's almost done, so it's then calibrating and stuff like that. I also bought a milling machine that I want to, of course, convert to also CNC. Of course I need the plasma table to cut the brackets for the milling machine. So yeah, that's also going to happen. I don't know in depth if I'm going to make an in-depth video about how I'm doing that, because I tried that with that CNC plasma table. I do have some footage, and I definitely are going to make a compilation about it. But the in-depth video that I wanted to make is just maybe it's just not my cup of tea or something, but yeah, it didn't work out the way I wanted to be. But when the plasma table is done, then I can make a lot of brackets that I need for the watch link, and of course the counterlever system that I am designing. But in the meantime, first what we're going to do is repair the rust. The worst section we already have done, so the rest is, I don't want to say peanuts, but it's going to be definitely a lot quicker than this thing. So first of all, the rocker panels are the worst. This side is the worst side. The other side isn't too bad, but of course I need to fix it as well. The passenger side is always the worst side. There is just a logical reason for that, and that is it is the side of the between the road and the side of the road. How do you want to call it? Well, the side of the road, and most of the time you have there more mud and stones and stuff like that, and that's the one of the reasons why, or well, that is the main reason why the passenger side is always the worst side when it comes to rust. Also, of course, the doors needs to be done. As you can see, they're just rotten through right here. It isn't too bad. It's a relatively straight forward job. Of course it takes time. The other door is also gone as well. I do have a couple of sets, even new doors. I do have some second-hand doors that also are not that bad, but yeah, my philosophy is if you can fix it, why not fix it? Isn't too bad to fix, so why not fix it? And of course, these doors are not made anymore, so every door that is fixable is one door saved. Makes that any sense? I hope so. Well, this needs to be fixed. This is the rear apron. I do believe it's called an apron. I do have a new panel for this, but I'm again not going to use it. This is a new apron that I of course could use, but yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use it as a template. But this is one of the things I'm probably going to do one last, because the exhaust hole that's right here, I probably have to modify to a little bit bigger, because of the aftermarket exhaust. So, and the last big rust thing I need to fix are these two. The buckets in of the headlights, the other side as well. I do believe I have one of these panels. I don't know if it's the left or the right. I got a new one for that also. But once again, I'm not going to use those. I do have a set of these that are in good condition. second hand. Maybe I'm going to use it, but then again, this isn't too difficult to fix this, so why not just fix it? Well, like I said, this is one of those front pieces, and this one is in definitely a good condition. And here I have some of my second-hand doors, and I do believe that black one there, that's an black one. Oh, you cannot see it, but that one, that's definitely a new door. These are second-hand, and I do know I have in the other garage some new doors in box even. But even these second-hand doors are definitely a lot better than I already have in there. Some minor rust. So that is about all the rust I need to repair. It isn't too bad. I have seen worse. The biggest problem is that old steel welding to this, well, the steel that the car is made of is, yeah, how do I want to say it? If you're welding it, it just is gone. It's incredibly rubbish metal. To weld to it's incredible rubbish. If you're going to weld to old cars, the old Japanese cars, I do know that the Datsun has the same problem. Toyota has the problem. I never welded on a Mazda, but I doubt it will be any difference, because this metal is, yeah, like I said, as soon as you're trying to weld it, it's just, and it's gone. So you have to be really careful with that. I doubt you will ever find one that doesn't need to be some repair. So, but yeah, up to the next piece. The next piece is going to, stupid chickens. The next piece is going to be this, I believe. Yeah, maybe even some more. We're getting a little bit too much roosters to the amount of hens we have. So they're just, if one is done, the other starts. Maybe I'm going to replace this whole bar, because it's really thin right here. And I do think I got some problems right here. We definitely need to fix this. So, but if you're looking right here, maybe some close up. Right here there is also some hard pitting on the outside, so I doubt it's going to be a fun thing underneath. Also there's a little bit of a dent, so I definitely need to get that dent out, but there is already a hairpin. Also here on the back, here is that thin piece, and also right here there are holes, and here there is a hole, so I do think I need to replace this whole section from here to here. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather do it in sections. First of all, I don't know how I'm going to get that radius in there nicely without a break. So maybe I have to let it get it somewhere to get it bent. Or some smaller plates is also an option. Yeah, let's see. Let's cut up the first piece, because even if I am going to cut this whole piece out, I need to repair the flooring first. And then of course I can repair this. I already removed the headliner because I am going to cut in this, and it definitely is going to be ruined by that. Also, I'm glad I did, because I found some well, mice, well, not mice itself, but some traces of mice in here. So I'm glad that I did remove it, because there is a lot of defecation on the headliner itself, on the back side. Well, here we have the jack point right here. They just smashed it down and place a plate over it. So I do need to make some new jack points. I do think I'm going to use something else, but I have to look into that. Crusty. When this is all done, then I can of course weld this piece in from the inside, right here. And then I'm gonna get everything else into place. This still is 1mm, but I do think there are some what to do. Well, I have to repair this at least, and I have to cut it out also, because I have to repair it on the back side. So I do not think I have much of a choice. But of course, if I can get it out of there as good as I can also just put it back in there and weld it again. Ta-da! Before I can make this part, I have to repair this little piece. And maybe you're thinking why I'm not going to make it one piece. Well, that's because it is separate pieces by factory. As you can see, here is the line or the panel that went to here, and this is the other panel. So it's sandwiched together. So of course I could make it one piece. Nobody would ever see it if I did, but I do feel better myself by knowing that I'm first going to repair this part like it is factory, and then we're going to set this piece on top of it. The reason why I grinded this flat was not because of that you will see it, but because panels are coming together, you want them as close together as possible, and that's why I grind it like this. What I did was put a, well in this case, aluminum box from the front to the back, but as you can see, the back is kicking out a little bit. So what I did was put it right here. Here we have that transition line, so it probably goes a little bit wider from this point onwards. it's not really that important that this is on the right, well, track from left to right. For us it is the height of the seam, for now at least. But it's a good thing to know that it's kicking to the side a little bit over there. I am now going to make this panel right here. This inner structure has to be repaired also. I would have done it first, but because I have this rig all set up, I'm going to make at least a patch panel now. And after the panel is done, I'm going to repair that inner structure. It's just much easier to get to. There is a spot weld right here, so we can drill that out. It's just a little piece. It's not going to be too complicated. I did thought I had a nice piece found, but it is too short. And I want to make the straightest edge to the top. I already drilled this out because first of all for that support beam, and second of all now we can slide a piece of metal behind it and then scribe the line and then we can cut it. So it is the next day. I just came home from work and I have a couple of hours. Well, let's see how many hours. Well, about an hour until dinner. I already cut out that small little piece that was sitting for that. There was that brace right here. I do believe I said I wanted to repair that first, but I'm not going to do that. I don't see the benefit now. The only benefit was to cut it out, because else I would have cut the new panels that I welded in. So yeah, I maybe have to invest in a body saw, so small little saw. It's better than do it with a, well, with your hand with a hacksaw blade. I did bought a new tool for myself. This is a well, pneumatic angle grinder, and this is for those Rollock style pads. I did have one on the stiff grinder, well, that was straight, and then you have to work like this to, well, if you want to grind something, and in this case you can use it as a pistol grip, and it is definitely a lot better. I absolutely love Rodak. For the price, absolutely a good quality. It isn't the cheapest option out there. They are definitely more expensive. I believe this one was around €100. But I must say, the trigger on this, I don't know, maybe it has to, I have the feeling that it's too heavy. It's not switching on and off. Yeah, it's a bit hard on the fingers. At least that is what I find. So maybe after a little bit of use, it's going to be a little bit better. But other than that, it's quite quiet for an air tool. So that's always a plus. So next up is this plate I made and welded in place. But first I'm going to grind off the paint a little bit so it sticks a bit better. It is not that it doesn't want to stick, it's more like that the welds are not as porous, and of course it welds just nicer. This rotisserie is definitely one of the best things I ever built. This is so convenient. I wish I did it 20 years ago. If you want to make one yourself, there are plans in the description. I have here a copper spoon, and that helps with filling up the holes, because it doesn't want to stick to copper, and it helps preventing burning through. With holes like these, I like to start around it, so I've got some good material to fill it all up. Like I said, this metal is absolutely worthless. It's just, and it's gone. So it is now all plugged up. It isn't pretty, but we will address that. And of course, to be honest, it doesn't have to be really pretty, because it's on the inside. Nobody is ever going to see it. But of course, because I can get to it, I am going to make it as nice as possible. I did some weld through primer on this back piece. And of course here, because we are going to overlap this, of course we're going to treat it afterwards, but between welds or between layers we will never be able to get some product. So a weld through primer is a good option. This is what I use, U-Pol Weld 2. It isn't the cheapest, but it works really, really well. So I tacked it into place. It is nice and straight. I use some thicker metal. So it is not important that this side is flush, but it's important that the other side is flush. Not that we're going to see that again. It is just good practice. Yeah, I know there's a lot of debris on the inside. I have to vacuum. So it is in there. Is it pretty? No. Does it have to be? Also no. We're going to grind it off anyway. Well, at least the biggest lumps. And the reason is nobody is ever going to see it again. Spend more time on the stuff you do see, and well, and compensate with the stuff that you don't see. We're going to grind this off, at least those big warts and stuff like that, so it's at least a little bit more presentable. The inside of course needs to be grinded off nicely, because that is a side you can see. But yeah, this was no fun welding. Like I said before, it just blows right through it. Oh well, the more we weld, the more use we get to the metal. I do have at least some good penetration on the other side. So I'm going to start on it, the grind, but I'm definitely not going to finish it, because I am a bit done with this welding stuff. It wasn't fun. I am done for today. I just knocked off the big blobs. Is it pretty? No, it isn't. But like I said, I rather save that time in making stuff that is visible. It doesn't matter at all. We have some good penetration, and that's the more important thing. If you want to make it absolutely perfect, well, you can do it. I'm not going to bother with it. Maybe I'm going to address it a little bit more tomorrow, but not today.